Welcome to Your Golf Travel. In this episode, we are talking about everything in Northern Ireland. And there are some very special things about this episode. The first thing being we are welcomed by Ali and Sam. And the second thing being that you could potentially be heading out to the 2025 Open Championship at Portrush. All you have to do is book a golf holiday with Your Golf Travel to Northern Ireland before March the 31st. So before we get stuck in with the episode, guess the course redesigned in 1947 by Harry Colt. Just have a look at this footage. Can you guess what it is? If so, then do just put a comment below and you'll find out what course it is at the end of the episode. Right, let's get stuck in. Northern Ireland. So Sam, Ali, welcome. So what is so special about Northern Ireland? Golfers and non-golfers alike, it's obviously a popular destination, but why is that?
I think it's the hospitality of the Irish people, really. They love having you over there. You walk into the pubs, the bars, the clubs, and they just love having you in there. Obviously, the famous Guinness, they pour it correctly, and they're very passionate about that. It's just a fantastic place to go. I know, obviously, later on in the episode, we'll speak about the golf.
Yeah.
But even for your non-golfers, you have the Titanic experience in Belfast. And you've got lots of Game of Thrones areas as well there, so it's a great place for everyone.
Yeah, literally loads of Game of Thrones places. Like, I was
So
looking
much.
at that. There is so if you're a fan of Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
it's literally. I think the Winterfell Castle.
That's
there.
it.
Oh, yeah.
There's over 25 destinations where they filmed Game of Thrones. It's incredible. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's obviously like the perfect destination for somebody as well that likes to go on hikes and stuff like that, because the views around Northern Ireland must be like Giant's Causeway and things like that.
Yeah.
The views that like Northern Ireland is offering must be.
It is a stunning part of the world, I must admit. It's amazing. I've been lucky enough to go twice, and it is a fantastic part of the world to go to.
So you've been twice. Would you go again?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I'll snatch your arm off of that. Especially that prize that we got for the 2025 Open. I might have to book a trip myself.
That's a dream trip as well.
It
going
is.
for the Open there, you get everything. You've got the YGT Clubhouse. You've got going to the Open at the weekend.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
happily go.
Yeah. I think we all would happily go
Yeah.
there. So what's your thoughts on Northern Ireland?
So yeah, like Sam was saying, like a very welcoming place. Like anywhere you go, people are happy to see you. Amazing golf courses, lots to do away from the course. Basically, just all-round perfect golf destination.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So it's a perfect destination for non-golfers and golfers. But let's talk about why it's so special for golfers. Now, obviously, you've got things like Royal Countydown, you've got Portrush, two incredible golf courses. But let's say, so for this year, those two courses, it's probably going to be quite hard to get on. Is that right?
Yeah, it is correct, yeah.
But with that being said, Northern Ireland is still going to be a fantastic destination for golfers to go to.
Absolutely.
What sort of courses would you suggest to visit if those two were off of the list just for 2024?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, probably I'd say about an hour and 45 minutes from Belfast International. You have the town of Portrush itself, and in and around there you have Castle Rock. I was lucky enough to play that. I hate the phrase hidden gem, but it really is a hidden gem. They've got an 18-hole golf course there, and they've also got a 9-hole golf course. So anyone who's keen on getting a full day's action of golf, you've got 27 holes there, which is
nice,
which is really good. About 45 minutes from Belfast International, you've got Royal Belfast as well. Harry Colt also designed that, who designed Royal Portrush. So I mean that speaks for itself how good the quality is of that. Availability is always very good there. We can get weekend tee times, so if you want to get a cheeky game of golf on your day of arrival or day of departure, that's really good. And then going south down to that Countydown area, you've got Ardglass as well. Again, another hidden gem, and lots of really good golf courses around there.
Yeah, I feel like when you've got somebody's name like Harry Cole on the course, it does bring that certain level of like expectation, doesn't it? You know it's going to bring a standard which is just going to amaze you as soon as you step on the course.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, he's a top designer. You look at the list of golf courses that he's designed, and I mean that's an attraction within itself to get you onto the golf courses there.
Yeah.
Whenever I see his name, I'm just like, I know it's going to be a good layout. It's going to be a fun course to play. So
yeah,
it's good. But I mean, with all of the courses, you've got some really high caliber courses which everyone knows, but like you're saying, the hidden gems, there's a good variety there. So
if you could play one course in Northern Ireland.
Do you know
what are you going for?
Ardglass.
Ardglass.
I always see. I haven't played it personally myself, but obviously being on social media, I see so many people hyping it, and I'm like, it kind of looks like sort of a Pebble Beach-esque sort of like on the coast course. And that looks like my kind of course. Obviously, you've got the top courses, which are like bucket list experiences, but I'd go with that.
Yeah, and did you mention that Ardglass is pretty easy to?
Ardglass is pretty
availability.
Yeah, pretty easy to go onto, and there's a great 5-star hotel next to it, Sleeve Donard. Again, brilliant hotel. Who are always happy to host. So it's a great pair up with that.
Nice. Right, you heard that. Can we get Ali on the course this year, please? Yeah,
Please.
Right, lovely. Right now, Sam, I know you just said that you hate the term. I'm going to use it now in the next question. Hidden gems in Northern Ireland. What are a couple?
Well, definitely, as I mentioned, Royal Belfast, it's definitely a hidden gem. As I said, Harry Colt has designed that golf course, and not many people do actually know that. And that's a great golf course. You look over the Belfast Loch that runs alongside it, so some stunning views, but a great parkland golf course. So that's one of my favourites, and also Loch Earn. It's a 5-star resort down about 2 hours from Belfast International, so a bit of a drive. They've got 2 golf courses there, the Faldo course and the Castle Hume. That is a stunning venue. If anyone has the opportunity to go there, definitely do it. The Faldo course is a proper test, but then what I do like is the Castle Hume is a more of a resort course. It's a lot more playable. You don't kind of feel like you're getting off of that golf course feeling battered and bruised, and you're gonna go there and hit your 36 stable for points. You're gonna play well around there. So I'd definitely say those two are my hidden gems from Northern Ireland. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting that you say like Loch Earn being like almost playable, because as much as like you do want to play like these amazing courses, you still want to play to handicap. Nobody wants to shoot above their handicap, right? So it's either, like courses that me and you have played, we've realised that a course that offers a lot of like different tees is always up a bonus, because you can pick the right tees for your handicap, and then you can play a good round. So it's actually like, it is nice to hear like that these hidden gems are playable, and like you say, like resort courses, so anyone can sort of go to them and enjoy them.
Yeah, I mean the Loch Earn in general is a great venue anyway. I mean the Faldo course, the first 9 holes is like a parklandy kind of feel, and then the back 9 is almost a little bit like linksy. You go down towards the towards the loch. I mean, there's stunning views. I like that about a golf course as well. You've got a bit of a challenge, but if you're having a rough day, there's some beautiful scenery that you can have a little look around and take something away from it. So yeah, I mean the hotel there as well, and the food. They've got a whiskey bar there. They do live music, so there's some amazing features to Loch Earn. It's great. Yeah,
nice. Aside from Loch Earn, I've also just heard that Northern Ireland in general, specifically Belfast, is fantastic for food.
Yeah,
I feel like if you're a foodie, Belfast apparently is like the place to go, which makes me want to go even more.
Yeah, they just love all their food and their drink and hosting. So yeah, it's definitely a great destination to go to.
Yeah, nice. Right, okay. So there's some fantastic hidden gems, and that's probably only a select few, right? Like there's probably like loads there. I couldn't even imagine how many there's going to be there. So let's head to the Causeway Coast. What's golf like there? What's it offering?
So you've got loads of courses in that area. You've got Ballycastle, you've got Portrush, you've got Castle Rock. So if you are heading to that area, there's a great selection of golf courses.
Yeah, and I know that like Causeway Coast offers like incredible views. So can you imagine like what these like golf courses are offering for views? Like if you're 4 views when you're on the golf course, like I wonder like how many holes you're going to want to get your like phone out and just take pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, every single course you go to, you're like, I need to take a picture there.
Yeah.
I need to take a picture there.
Yeah.
Quick selfie.
Probably taking more photographs than you are hitting balls.
No, definitely more balls. No, my golf. Don't be silly.
Have you ventured up that way?
Yeah, I was just about to say, I mean, Castle Rock, I've played Castle Rock, and the clue's a little bit in the name. Lots of the holes are sort of built out in between sort of massive boulders and rocks, and there's some real dramatic looking holes where they're surrounded by rocks, and you're down by the sea, and it's quite intimidating when you hear the waves crashing against literally right below your feet. It's the scenery is fantastic. It's one of those courses where you take your phone out, you take a picture, and you put it away back in your golf bag, and then a couple of holes later, you're like, no, that's a better picture, and you're just constantly taking your phone out, taking pictures. It's amazing, the scenery there.
Yeah, incredible. So I feel like it's obvious how good Northern Ireland is now as a golf trip. Like, even if you knew nothing about Northern Ireland as a golf break, from just this podcast, you can probably tell that, there is so many things to do there. So let me ask you, Sam, somebody wants to book a golf holiday, they ring up Your Golf Travel, you answer, and they just say to you, I want the best golf trip in Northern Ireland ever. Can you curate this for me? What would you suggest? I'm sure there's plenty, but for you, what would you think? Yeah, you know what? That is an incredible golf itinerary.
I mean, where do you begin to start off with that?
I know, yeah.
What a question. I mean, what I'd definitely say is head along that northern coast.
Yeah.
I definitely think stopping off at Portrush and playing some of the golf courses there would be a great option. Portrush, they have a second course there. I know we've mentioned how difficult it is to get on the Dunluce this year, but the Valley Links have also got lots of availability. And again, going back to that sort of hidden gem question earlier on, I think that definitely meets the criteria. Castle Rock, as I mentioned, 27 holes there, and then you've got Port Stewart. They've got some amazing golf courses there, and rumour has it they have one of the best halfway huts after 9 holes. So
we love that.
Yeah, apparently it's the smallest filter in the Guinness pump, so it's like the best Guinness that you can possibly get.
I heard about this. I think David
That's
Hewitson.
from part one.
Yeah, it was David Hewitson was talking about that. Yeah.
They're the rumours that are going around. And then alternatively, if you wanted to have a little bit more of an inland sort of a trip, I mean, you've got, as I said, Royal Countydown. That is quite difficult to get onto, but we are still selling Irish Open packages this year, and Ardglass is right by that as well. So again, you can pair up a tournament package as an example with a game of golf locally. So I think that would be the perfect mix.
That is a great shout. Like these tournaments and stuff like that, I feel like when you go to a tournament, you 100% want to get a game of golf and do it. Because you watch all the pros play and you're thinking, I could probably do that. And let me get a round of golf somewhere. I feel like you just need a game.
And then embarrass yourself on the golf course.
That's not how it's
true. Okay, perfect. You've had it there. I mean, so Sam literally just curated a package for you, and that's what it's like at Your Golf Travel. So if you do want a trip to Northern Ireland, then obviously call up Your Golf Travel, and you're going to have people like Sam answering the phone, giving you the best trip ever. Ali, if you were to go back, what sort of trip do you think you would be looking to do?
Well, I would want to tick off Royal Countydown, but that may not be possible. So I'm going to say I would head towards, obviously, Belfast. I like a bit of nightlife, bit of drinking.
Nice.
So I would do that, obviously, in the city, and then I'd throw in Royal Belfast and Ardglass and just have a good time. Good crack.
Nice. Yeah. That is interesting you said that. Like, when you go on these golf holidays, you want to play like the best courses, right? As you've mentioned there, some absolute beauties. And then it's like you want good nightlife as well. I always wonder, at what level do you stop the night out? Like, do you like have like a good time, or do you have a really good time? Because then it's like obviously your golf's going to come down a little bit. So it's like, do you focus more on the golf, or do you focus more on the social aspect of things? It's got to be a personal thing. What would you do?
A little mix between both, I think. Yeah, not like too silly. Like, so I do play well. Yeah, but just not going over the top. Really.
Right. Yeah. Nice.
I don't want to be waking up the next day and be like, I physically can't walk.
No, 100%. And when you're in Northern Ireland, obviously you're going to play some fantastic courses. And when you've got the itinerary like you just listed, you don't want to ruin that, do you? You can drink anywhere. So I would probably be with you. I'd want to go out and socialise. But I wouldn't want to go too far to the point where my golf's not going to be amazing. What would you do?
Well, you could always add an extra night to the trip and have a massive night.
I love it.
A sesh at the end.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
What a way to finish a trip.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That is an answer and a half. I love that answer.
He's just upped the game.
Yeah, he has. That's why he's the expert at booking golf trips. Yeah, perfect. I mean, it's interesting that you say like book that one day, like, and then in the evening, you can, have as many drinks as you want. And then I suppose because you're in Northern Ireland, there's so many like off-course activities. Let's say on that last day, what sort of off-course activities are there to do in Northern Ireland? Like, obviously, like you mentioned, you've got the Titanic, and like you can go and experience that, and that's where they like launched the Titanic, where they built it and stuff like that, right?
Correct. Yeah, there's like a massive museum there now, sort of commemorating it, and it gets a lot of people in. I mean, loads of people sort of travel all the way there just for that. So, I mean, that's fantastic. As we mentioned, sort of the Game of Thrones stuff. As I said, I think there's over 25 locations where they filmed there. So, again, like there's so much to do there. And then even with Belfast in itself, you walk into a local pub and there's someone in there singing and playing the guitar and harmonicas and stuff like that. It's a real lively area, and it's it's amazing, and there's so much to do. Even if you're not there for golf, there is just so much to do.
Yeah, I feel like you could definitely go to Northern Ireland with a non-golfer. I think that's pretty fair to say, isn't it? Like with all the things we listed off, like the views, the walks, the hikes, the food, the off-course activities, you could definitely go there with like a non-golfer. What do you think you'd get up to off the course?
Off course, just going outside, seeing the stunning views.
Yeah.
Walks.
Yeah.
Just getting the fresh air, Like you say, there's just incredible views everywhere you look.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think just a bit of that, and like you said, bring in like your partner or a friend who's non-playing, like doesn't play golf. There's still activities for them to do away from the course. So you could do golf one day and then just do an activity the next day.
Yeah.
Really make a trip of it.
I would definitely want to go to like Belfast, and I would want to go to one of the Game of Thrones, like places like where they filmed it. I feel like I would want to go to see Winterfell Castle. If you're a big Game of Thrones fan, then I feel like that's the one that you would want to go to. But there are so many other options. But yeah, Belfast for like you said, the vibes in Belfast must be good. Like I can imagine like walking into like a pub and stuff like that, and like you say, there's always somebody like playing the guitar and stuff. I can just imagine people being pretty happy out and about. So I just feel like it would be nice to.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, something I'd like to add as well is Portrush as a town itself as well. It's a proper golfers' town. It's almost kind of a bit like a St Andrews of Northern Ireland. I was lucky enough to be there sort of 3 months before the Open Championship in 2019, and even 3 months before the Open, there was posters on the windows of people that had been there for practice rounds and who had eaten in their restaurants, and there was a real buzz in around that town. And obviously with the Open Championship there being there next year, hopefully Rory, Shane Lowry, some of the local lads can do something. I mean, that was a great town just to walk around on a day off. It was you really got a buzz in the town.
Yeah, amazing. Right, Sam, thank you so much. Ali,
Pleasure.
thank you so much. Do not forget, if you want to book a trip to Northern Ireland before 31st of March, you could be going to the Open Championships in 2025 at Portrush. How incredible is that? And if you did have a go at guessing the course, did you guess, drumroll please, Portrush? If you did, a massive congratulations to you, and thank you for watching this episode of the Your Golf Travel podcast. If you like the look of Northern Ireland, visit yourgolftravel.com to look at our incredible packages.